The Daily Standup is a recurring team event utilized by high-performing, objective-driven teams. While it is a component of a larger project management framework known as Agile or Scrum, many teams have found success with just the Daily Standup on its own, especially audit teams. Commonly referred to as the Daily Scrum, the Standup, or DSU, it was first established for software development teams and over time has been adopted by many industries for its simplicity and effectiveness. Teams that adopt the Daily Standup have found a significant reduction in time spent on status calls, accelerated progress towards team goals, removal of impediments, and better visibility into complex projects. Most importantly, stand-ups promote collaboration in remote and hybrid environments. So, what is a stand-up? The Daily Standup is a 15-minute meeting held daily at the same time every day. It's not a status call. Instead, everyone shares 3 things: what they did yesterday, what they are planning to do today, and if they have any impediments stopping them from making progress towards the team's goals and objectives. Now, 4 critical concepts. First, it's okay to say that you didn't do anything yesterday, or that you are not planning to do anything today to contribute to your team's goals and objectives. In today's work environment, it's normal to be a part of multiple teams, and we often spend time working on tasks which are important but not relevant to the team stand-up. Second, it is extremely important to share the proper level of detail. For example, saying that yesterday you worked on revenue and today you're working on revenue doesn't help anyone. Instead, you might say that yesterday you worked on Section A of the PPA Revenue Analyzer. It's ready for review, and today you are working on Sections B and C of the PPA Revenue Analyzer, and you may need help on Section C when you get to it. Third, to be successful, teams need to understand their goals and objectives going into their stand-up. The Daily Standup is an event to assess progress, identify impediments, and realign on priorities. Stand-up time should not be spent scoping work. Teams are strongly encouraged to hold a separate weekly or bi-weekly meeting to review previously scoped work and to identify objectives for the next increment. Fourth, hijacking. It is important to reiterate that the 15-minute stand-up is dedicated to making sure the team is aligned on priorities, understandings, progress, and can flag problems timely. The stand-up is not for long conversations and problem solving. While it may be tempting to resolve problems or address concerns on the stand-up and in real time, the best time for this is immediately after the stand-up, with only the relevant individuals. Said another way, while it is good to ask clarifying questions and short discussions are normal, it is important to respect the team's time and table longer conversations until after the stand-up. This is widely known as hijacking, and it is fairly common among managers and executives. This typically becomes apparent when the conversation is not relevant for the entire team and has minimal relevance to the 3 questions. Teams should do their best to avoid hijacking by identifying it as soon as it occurs. A few suggestions to successfully adopt on audit teams. If someone, even a team manager, cannot make the stand-up, do not move the stand-up. Go on without them. It is extremely important to maintain the cadence and rhythm. Partners are also encouraged to participate if they desire. Partners have been found to be extremely effective at clearing impediments. The stand-up is most effective for teams of 3 to 12. If your team is any larger, you may actually have 2 teams, such as an audit and tax team. If you use offshore teams, feel free to invite recurring members to join. People have found it helpful to take 5 minutes before the stand-up to write down their thoughts. If you are holding your stand-up in person, pick someone to start and go in a circle. If you are virtual, try the popcorn method, where someone starts and then selects the next person to go. Alternatively, teams have found success going from staff up, because sometimes seniors and managers' days revolve around what the staff completed the day before. While the Daily Standup reduces status calls, it doesn't eliminate them. As previously mentioned, teams are encouraged to hold a weekly or bi-weekly call to focus on weekly team goals and objectives. Teams have found success taking the time to assess the previous week's progress to set realistic expectations. While it may be tempting, teams should refrain from holding stand-ups every other day or multiple stand-ups a day. This has been explored and tested on multiple teams with reduced success. So how do you implement this? First, talk with your engagement manager or partner. Their buy-in is critical. Second, talk with your team and explain what is going to happen. Maybe show them this video. Third, pick a time that generally works for everyone and schedule that recurring 15-minute meeting. To conclude, the Daily Standup is a 15-minute meeting held at the same time every day. It's not a status call. Instead, everyone shares what they did yesterday, what they are planning to do today, and if they have any impediments, stopping them from completing their tasks. Good luck!